Welcome back to Local 4 News over coffee from Eldridge, Iowa. The city celebrating its 150th birthday this year. We came here to the library to get a little bit of history lesson to find out where it all began. It turns out it starts with a man named Jacob Eldridge.
Jacob Eldridge, he's the guy that kind of laid out, the city because he worked for the railroads and he was interested in real estate. So he kind of set up the city and plotted how it would be. He never actually lived in Eldridge though. So he filed for it to become a city, and it was called Eldridge Junction, and that was July 2nd, 1871. After the town got incorporated, it grew pretty quickly. Like the railroad came in, they had a lot of shops there at the junction, and then in the 1880s they were bought out by someone else, so the railroad decided to move their shops to Oxford Junction. So the town took a real hit there. There was like 100 workers that lost their jobs. They kept at it, and there was a fire in 1904 that decimated a lot of the city, and so they established their first fire department in 1905, just a little bit too late, but they were able to rebuild the city. 1918 was the tornado. It's another significant event that happened. There were a couple businesses, and the Presbyterian church was destroyed. There was a farm that got hit particularly hard just outside of town, and this horse supposedly was picked up and taken like maybe a mile away. And when the horse was picked up, it was brown, but supposedly when they found it, it had turned white. So that's the legend. In the 1950s is when they decided to form the school district and the library system. So we had a bookmobile. It started in 1948, and then in 1950, they decided to start the Scott County Library System. And then the schools formed in around, I think in 1958, the high school opened, and then in the 60s they started opening the elementary schools. And then Eldridge just continued to grow. I think it's one of the fastest growing cities, and actually Scott County is one of the fastest growing counties in Iowa.
Eldridge certainly has come a long way since then. Tabitha Kramer, Mayor Martin O'Boyle joining us again right now. You're hooking on the plans for this 150th anniversary celebration. What's in the works?
Well, we've got fireworks scheduled for July 9th, and then the next day is our Moonlight Chase, our annual Moonlight Chase run, the 36th run. And in combination with that, we've got our sesquicentennial plans, our 150th birthday. We've got craft booths, we've got vendor booths, food booths. The Eldridge Fire Department will have their water fights and their tractor pull. Eastern Iowa Baking Company is hosting a pie contest. We've just got a lot of great events planned.
Absolutely. I understand merchants are in on this in terms of prizes as well. How can people get in on that?
So there are raffle buttons that people can purchase. They're $2 a button. You can buy them at North Scott Foods. You can buy them at City Hall. And yeah, you'll have a chance to win.
How long did it take you to try planning for this 150th? It's a sesquicentennial is the exact term, right?
Yep.
I imagine this isn't something you put in overnight. This probably was years in the works.
Well, we kind of started meeting about it back in August. So been having some monthly and now twice monthly meetings now that it's getting closer. And yeah, I mean, we've been planning it. We're excited about it.
Absolutely. So. Why not? 150 years is a big deal for any community. Certainly Mayor Martin O'Boyle, yes. Certainly what it's like for you to be presiding as mayor over this community and hitting that 150th anniversary mark.
What an honor it is, Jim. It's grown. This city's grown pretty good, and they've got a lot of inhabitants, almost like I say 7,000 right now. But when I went to high school here and graduated in '68, there was probably maybe 500 people living in this town, maybe just under 6. So it's grown really well. But I got to hand it to Tabitha and her crew at the North Scott Chamber of Commerce there, because they did a terrific job putting this thing together. And we have a good working relationship between the city and the chamber at the same time too. So we enjoy that.
Absolutely. A lot to be happy about, proud of, certainly in this community. 150 years already passed. 150 years. Look, we'll see you in the next 150.
Yeah, right.
Tabitha Kramer, Mayor Martin O'Boyle, thanks so much. Continued success, and one more tribute to Jacob Eldridge. That's going to do it for this edition of Local 4 News over coffee. Thanks for joining us.